It's time, so we're going to get started. Can go ahead and put a blanket down on your mat because we're going to start with a little somatic movement today. Okay, and then let's just go ahead. You're going to come on your back in a pose called constructive rest. So constructive rest, we're going to have our feet flat and our knees are going to drop together. So feet flat, like wide as the mat, and let the knees touch in the center. If that's not comfortable for you, please feel free to find another position for your legs, that's fine. And if you need a pillow under your head, you're feeling like that would be more comfortable, you can do so. And also have your set of blocks nearby. You might need those as well. All right, so we're gonna start here today in this Mother's Day practice of the discipline of self-care. So sometimes we think of self-care as not self-care, discipline. We think of discipline as, it's kind of a punishing thing. It's like we gotta work hard. But we can also be disciplined about our self-care. So I'm going to ask you to put your hands right over your heart space. That's comfortable for you. And just feel the warmth of your hands over your heart. And start to breathe into your heart space. And let this be like a comforting, reassuring feeling of your hands over your heart. Let it be settling, calming, soothing. And we'll take a couple of moments to think about, our own self-care routine. Is it something that we are taking time for on a regular basis? And if not, why are we not? Are we disciplined about our self-care? We all have super busy lives, but maybe we can consider that we are worth 5 to 10 minutes of our time for something like, a 5-minute breath practice every day. Or 5 minutes to mindfully enjoy a cup of tea. 5 minutes to write in a journal. 5 minutes to give ourselves a little foot or ear massage. So there are a lot of simple ways that we can incorporate just a little bit of self-care. And when we give back to ourselves, we have more reserves to give back to others in our lives. So we know when we feel depleted and people are asking of us, sometimes we feel a little short, like we just don't have anything to give. So let this practice today be about giving back to yourself. And just showing up here today is a step in that direction, right? We showed up, it was a discipline to show up for this practice today. On Mother's Day, wouldn't it be really easy to just kind of take that day off? All right, let's go ahead and release your hands out to a T. And then separate your knees. Feet and knees are about hips distance apart. And we're going to just start a really simple windshield wiper. Drop your legs from right to left. So we're working toward a particular pose today. It's one of my favorites. It's a pose called the cat pulling its tail. And if you're not familiar, it's really a pose from the Yin tradition. But we're going to kind of work toward preparing the body for this really kind of a pretzel-y like position today. A lot of twisting, a lot of binding on your back. So just going side to side. Now, as you drop your knees over to the left, Bring your right knee to meet your left knee. And even kind of kick your knee toward your elbow, towards your wrist, and then go to the other side. So windshield wiper over to the right, and then swing the left leg over. And you're gonna go side to side like that. We're starting to create some nice fluid movement through the hips, the lower back. We're just gonna keep going a few more rounds side to side. And you might start to straighten the leg. So then you could make that leg kick out straight to the side if that feels okay for you. And then try to slow it down a little bit. So we're not trying to hurry through these movements. Stay present. Now the next time you kick your leg over to the right, let's keep it there. And you could either let that leg go to the floor, or if you feel like it, you could put a block underneath your foot or your knee, okay? So the block's there if you need it. If it feels okay, just let that leg come over into the twist. And you might even catch your foot with your left hand. So this is really getting similar to our pose later that we're gonna do. So we're gonna hold here for a few breaths. Feeling that stretch perhaps across the hip, the lower back. Take your top hip, your right hip, and roll it a little bit forward and hug your inner thighs towards each other. And that creates some length along the side body. Let's hold there, another breath. And then we're going to very slowly release, bring that knee back in and back to the center. Let's go over to the other side. So knees drop over to the right, extend your left leg, and either support the leg or not, hold the foot or not. And then staying for a few cycles of breath here. Try to even your shoulders out a bit. And then we're going to lengthen that top hip away. So just kind of draw it toward the long edge of your mat there, or the short edge rather, and hug your inner thighs together. Let's hold there one more breath. Good, and then we're going to slowly bend that knee and come back to the center. Okay, even yourself out. And we're going to cross the right leg over the left leg, like eagle pose, so we're no space between the inner thighs, okay? Arms still out in a T. We're going to windshield wiper again with the legs crossed, and we're going to add on a little upper body movement to this. So go side to side a few times. Again, we're getting this nice stretch through the hips, the lower back. Okay, next time your legs are over to your left, leave them there. Take your right arm, roll it over your head and roll towards your side. And then we're going to take that arm back up and overhead, roll your legs to the right, take your left arm, sweep it up and overhead. And then just continue this kind of flowing side to side. And let your upper body start to roll toward the side that your legs are pointing toward. So these somatic movements really create a lot of range of motion in our fascia. Because we're doing it at a nice slow pace, it helps to release where we're tight. And the fluid movement is very calming for the nervous system, so it encourages that release of tension in the body. Okay, let's come back to the center and we'll switch. So uncross the legs, cross the other leg on top. And then again, you're gonna just windshield wipers, no upper body initially. Just feeling what that's like to go side to side. And then when you feel ready to, you can start to add in your arm movement. So the next time the legs are to one side, sweep that opposite arm around and roll toward your side. And then just going side to side a few more cycles. Just almost like a little bit of a dance, going side to side, very fluid. Just moving slowly so you can stay present to what you're feeling. Last cycle. All right, come back to center, uncross your legs, and let's take a full body stretch. We'll bring those knees in, give yourself a big hug, squeeze it in. And then let's go ahead, roll to our side. We'll come on up into tabletop position for our cat-cows. So setting yourself up on all fours. And when you're ready, go ahead and begin doing your cat-cow. Let's do at least 5 cycles. Spread out through your palms. And just stay in that sense of being present. And try to be aware today, as you practice, can we stay in the sort of realm of self-care as opposed to starting to come into striving and pushing ourselves, and we get more into more of an ego-based practice when we do that, as opposed to just staying present, listening to what our body needs in any given moment. And honoring our own individual needs and preferences. After you feel like you've had about 5 cycles, go ahead and move back to your child's pose. Let's take 3 nice, slow breaths here. Maybe directing some of that breath into your back body. All right, after your 3rd breath, let's come back up into tabletop position. And we're going to take our right leg out to the side. We're going to do thread the needle pose today with a few kind of variations. So right leg out to the side, inhale your left arm up, and then thread it through, pausing here. Okay, so just let that right palm stay on the ground. And then let's tuck the back toes under. So tuck your left toes under and push into your right hand. Start to lean back towards your back foot a little bit and then forward. So it's just slight rocking motion, leaning back. And if it's too much, then just stick with just the thread the needle. Your head's going to come off the floor a little bit. Good, now this next time, untuck the toes and lean back all the way if you can. We get a little stretch to the inner thigh, maybe even into the quad a bit. And then come back up into the regular thread the needle position. Keep the leg out to the side. We'll stay here. Your right hand, go ahead and slide it straight ahead if that feels okay. Place it kind of center of your mat, right in line with your ear. Pause here. And then back foot, so your left leg, shift it a little bit to the right and start to roll your head up toward the ceiling, roll your chest up, and maybe walk that top hand a little bit behind you. Then you start to turn open, get a big stretch into the back of the shoulder, back of the neck. If anything's too much, I want you to be listening to your body and not going as far. You can always stay in your regular thread the needle. All right, slowly unwind it, coming back through the center, and just move back to a brief child's pose. So this class, as I mentioned, is going to be a little bit of a pretzel class, a lot of kind of twisty things. Okay, let's come up and do side two. So tabletop, left leg out to the side. Inhale, right arm up. And then we're gonna thread it through. And then we're gonna pause here. Left palm on the ground. We're gonna tuck the right toes under and just do a little bit of rocking back and forth. Again, if it's too much, just stay still. Always have options. Now this next time you come back, let's untuck the toes and see if you can sit back towards your heel and just take a moment. My head is off the ground. Let's take a breath here. Good, and then slowly coming back up toward your thread the needle. You're back up on your shoulder and your head. Take your left arm and reach it straight up in line with your ear or your head. And then your right shin, let it roll to the left a little bit. Start to roll your chest open. Look up toward the ceiling if you can. Your gaze turns up. You might walk that hand around, that top hand for balance. One more breath. Slowly release, make your way back to the center very carefully and make your way back to your child's pose once again. Okay, when you're ready, let's go ahead and take the blanket off the mat. Still have that down. And we'll come up to our first downward facing dog. Okay, once you're in your dog, let's pedal it out, move around a little bit. Sway your hips, shake your head out. All right, inhale, forward plank pose. Pause, feel free to put your knees down. That feels more like self-care for you today. And let's lower to the belly. Slide your right knee out to the side and inhale, cobra. Exhale down. You can keep your knee to the side or now straighten your leg out to the side. So it's gonna be a little deeper and lift up, cobra. Good, release, slide that leg back. Left knee out to the side, looks like tree pose, lift up, cobra. And release, and then maybe straighten the leg if that feels right for you, and come up. And then bring that leg back, downward facing dog. Big inhale here, exhale, step or lightly jump, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold forward. Next inhale, let's reach the arms all the way out and up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. A couple of regular sun salutations now. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to your halfway lift. Step back, plank pose. Knees can drop if you like. Lower slowly all the way down. Inhale, regular cobra this time. Good, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Big inhale here, exhale, step or lightly jump, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up. And hands to your heart. Let's do one more Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, step it back. Going through your vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. You big inhale in your dog when you're ready. And we'll meet at the top of the mat. Meeting in Tadasana. And let's make sure we have our blocks at the top of the mat. All right, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine and step your right foot to the back of your mat at the same time. Drop that knee down. Inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale, hands down, step back, plank pose. Cobra or your up dog if you're ready. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg straight up, bend your knee, open your hip. Firm your left arm, shoulder, left hip in, and pop up on your right fingertips if that's available to you today. And see if you can take that top leg back a little bit more. Push into your left palm, maybe straighten your right leg. Back to center, square off. Step through to your lunge. Drop your back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down, step forward. Fold over your legs. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to your heart. Okay, side two, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. As you lengthen, step your left foot back. Drop that knee down. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, hands down. Step back, plank pose. Your vinyasa, cobra or your up dog. Meeting in down dog. Inhale your left leg straight up behind you. Bend your knee, open your hip. Firm your right arm in, shoulder and hip. And then maybe pop onto your left fingertips and open that hip a little more. Possibly straighten the leg. And then we're going to square off back to center. Step it through to the lunge. Back knee down. Inhale, circle up. Very good. Hands down. Step forward. Fold over your legs. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale to the heart. And let's keep that going. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold. As you lengthen, right foot steps back. Back knee down. This time, staying here for lizard pose, walk your left foot to the left, right knee to the right. You might want to be on your blocks here. You could be on your forearms. You could be on your palms. So blocks are there if you need them. Keep your chest reaching forward. And we're going to take that back knee, scoot it back a little bit so that you feel like you're not on the bone, but you're kind of on the fleshy part above the bone. And now we're going to see if we can pick the back foot and shin up. Possibly squeeze it in a little bit. We're opening the quad, strengthening the hamstring. Push a bit down through your arms or your palms so you don't collapse here. We've got one more breath. All right, slowly release. We're going to come back to center. Set your blocks to the side. Step back, plank pose, take your vinyasa. You can always go right to dog as well. If you feel like skipping those vinyasas today, that might be self-care. Inhale the right leg up. Bend your knee, open your hip. Firm that left side in and possibly go down onto your left forearm and up onto your right finger pads. Squeeze your hips and possibly straighten that top leg. Good, make your way back to center. Inhale, split that leg, step through to your lunge. Back knee down. Good. Lizard pose, walk that front foot out, back knee scoots back and wide a little bit. Option to stay on your hands or come down onto your forearms. All right, and then making sure you're not on the bone of that back knee, scoot it back a little bit and then see if you can lift it up. So we stretch that quad. Hold it there. Press in your forearms or your palms. One more breath. Good, slowly release, come back up. Walk that foot to center. You can use the blocks if you need them. Lift your back knee, step forward, and fold over your legs. Inhale, circle up, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Okay, inhale, arms reach. We'll go through the second side with some add-ons. Fold forward. As you inhale, left foot steps back. Drop down onto that knee and come into your lizard. So you can either, again, stay up on your hands, come down to your forearms, your choice. We're going to stay here this time. Leave that back shin down. And we're going to start to sneak that front foot out a little bit to the side. Okay? This is like almost like we're going into a split. Hold it for a moment. Just sneak it out a little bit. Doesn't have to go very far. I'm going to come into a twist now. So right hand's going to come onto your right thigh. Press into your right thigh. Turn your chest open. Lean towards your left leg a bit and try to straighten that top leg any amount. You might not be able to go all the way, and then re-bend it and straighten. Good, one more time, bend and straighten. That's it. And then bend it, come back to center, walk it back in. Step it back, take your vinyasa. Also go right to your dog, up to you. What does your body need today? Okay, inhale the right leg straight up. When you're ready, bend your knee, open your hip. This time, stay up on the hands, push through your palms. Come onto your right fingertips if that feels okay for you. Firm your left arm in. And then maybe you're gonna open it up into a wild thing. So bring that top foot behind you and then lift your hips. If that's too much, then just do the down dog hip opener. Push in your bottom hands, lift your hips up, and then back to the center. Inhale, right leg up. Step it through, back knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Good, hands down, step forward. I think that was supposed to be left leg up, wasn't it? All right, inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, right foot steps back knee down. Coming into that lizard pose, widening the front foot. Okay, this time staying up on the hands again. We're gonna take that left foot and start to sneak it out to the side. That's it. So holding it there, and you'll come into your twist. I'm gonna face you guys for this one. Okay. So you're gonna bring your left hand onto left thigh. Good. Start to turn open. And then we're gonna lean a little bit towards your right leg and straighten and bend the left leg. That's it. So a couple rounds. All of these different shapes we're doing are all reminiscent of this cat pulling the tail pose that we're gonna get into today. All right, walk it back in. Make your way through your vinyasa if you like, or right to your dog. Okay, inhale, take that left leg up, bend the knee, open the hip. And either staying there, or you're gonna flip it over into your wild thing pose. Okay. So do what feels right for your body. You're gonna push through that hand that's on the ground, lift your hips up, opening the hip flexor. That's it, and then back to the center, downward facing dog. Good, inhale, left leg up. Step it through. Coming into your lunge and then step forward. I'm going to come right to the top of the mat. I've switched that up a little bit. Sorry about that. And then inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. But we got both sides in. All right, let's continue. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Okay, this time we're going to step back either to dog or go through vinyasa if you'd like to take it. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg straight up behind you. No open hip this time. Bring it forward into pigeon pose. So back knee reaches back. Front knee toward the right wrist. And let's pause in the upright position. If pigeon's not a good pose for you, feel free to do figure 4 on your back. We're going to add a quad stretch to those of you who are in pigeon. Okay, so please listen to your body. We're going to see if we can pick up that back shin and foot and squeeze it in. So we're opening the quad. Pull your right sit bone a little back so that we're starting to square the pelvis forward. Stay here or come down onto your forearms. Keep squeezing that top leg in. Now, if you want to go farther here, bring your left forearm parallel to the top of your mat. Take your right hand back, see if you can catch your foot. Okay, so it's a little bit of a twist. Press in your front shin, press in your front forearm, and turn your chest open. Take that top shoulder back. So if you are in figure 4 on your back, you could take a little twist. Release your arms to the side and take your legs over to the left. All right. Very slowly release. Come back up on your palms. Okay, watch. Back knee. We're going to shift toward the right hip. Back knee is going to slide to meet your right foot. So we're kind of like in that deer position. I call it the Z-sit. Okay. And then fold over your right leg. Walk it out. Take a couple breaths. Okay, walk it back in. We're going to come into Gomukhasana. The back leg is going to swing around to the front, and then we're stacking up our knees into Gomukhasana. Try to even out your hips. You're probably going to be really off center. That's okay. Just stay there. Try to squeeze your inner thighs together. Stack your knees. Sit up tall. Allow your feet to draw away from the midline and then possibly fold over your legs. If that feels appropriate for you today. You can also just do simple Sukhasana cross legs if this is too deep for you. Okay, let's hold it there, another breath or two. All right, slowly coming back up, unwind your legs. Feet flat and just a little windshield wiper side to side. Okay, as you're ready to make your way back through your down dog, if your body would like a vinyasa or a child's pose, please listen to it. If you want to take the vinyasa, you're welcome to. We'll meet in down dog and we'll go through our pigeon sequence on the other side. If you want to do figure 4, feel free to come down. So inhale, left leg up, pigeon pose, left knee toward left wrist, right leg straight back. Okay, we're going to stay up on the hands initially. Give the body a moment to settle here. Right sit bone draws back a little bit, widening that left knee. And then we're going to see if we can pick up the back shin and foot and squeeze it in. Hold there for another breath. And then we're going to option to come down on the forearms. If that's too much, stay up. And then option, right forearm comes a little more toward parallel to the mat. Reach back with your left foot, catch, from your left hand, catch your back foot. Take a couple breaths. Okay, let go of the back foot if you've got it. Walk yourself back up on your palms. Right knee is going to slide right to your left foot. And then turn towards your left knee and fold over that leg. Slowly coming up. Coming into Gomukhasana. Back leg is going to swing around. Stack up your knees. Squeeze the inner thighs. Let the feet draw away from the midline. You sit up tall on the inhale, option to fold forward on your exhale. Take 2 more breaths. Slowly coming up, lean back, feet in front of you, windshield wipers. Release the legs. Okay, let's make our way back through our down dog. You have the options that you have, optional vinyasa, child's pose. Where you'd like to get there, take your time, and we'll meet back in dog. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to come forward into plank and lower all the way down to your belly. Prop up on your forearms. You're probably going to want something under your head for this next sequence. It's going to be another pretzel-y kind of sequence. So have that ready at the top of your mat if you want to have something for your head. And we're going to bring that right knee out to the side again. From here, bring your right palm down, and we're going to take the left arm through like thread the needle. And here's where you might want to pull in that pillow for under your head, okay? So pause here, and we're going to stack our palms on top of each other. Slide your top palm past your bottom palm, stretch the back of your shoulder. And now take your top arm, reach it over your head, open up into a twist, and try to get your left shoulder through. I'm sorry, that's the left shoulder is the bottom shoulder. Kind of move it through so you're turning toward the ceiling. Now, top leg could be bent. You might scoot that bottom hip over a little bit to even out. Or you could straighten your top leg and try to hold your foot. Top arm. If it's on the ground and comfortable, great. If it's not, put it on your hip or your rib cage so we're not stressing the rotator cuff. Okay, we're like halfway there to the peak pose. Roll your top hip forward, lengthening just like we did in that beginning pose. One more breath. Slowly release. We're going to rebend that front knee. Stay in the pose, but we just release the foot if you have the foot. Continue to have your arms out to a T or one hand on your hip. Now, top foot. We're going to push into the foot, straighten the leg, bend the leg. And as you bend the leg, roll your chest toward the floor. And as you straighten the leg, roll your chest and look over your right shoulder. And then continue. Bend, roll your chest toward the floor. And then roll open, straighten your leg, look over your top shoulder. 2 more cycles. So just rock in and rock out. These rocking motions are really soothing for our system. Okay, hold it open. 1 more breath. Good, make your way back around. Both legs back behind you. Come back into your Sphinx posture. Set your pillow a little off to the side for a moment. And bring your palms together. Clear position. From here, lift your feet, your shins, squeeze your legs in. So you're squeezing your feet in towards your glutes. And then lift your palms off the floor. You're on your elbows. It's kind of a baby bow pose. Push down in your arms, lift your chest, squeeze your legs in. And then release, palms down, legs down. 2 more. Lift up, squeeze in, and release. 1 more time. Okay, pause here. Take your left knee out to the side. So I'm just going to turn around so I'm still facing you guys. Left knee out to the side, and then the right arm is going to thread through. Bring your pillow under your head. Stack up your palms. Slide your top palm past your bottom palm, stretch the bottom shoulder, and then circle that arm over your head and open up into the twist. So you might want to scoot that bottom hip over, try to even out your shoulders, chest faces the ceiling. And then top arm, either out to a T or resting on your body. Top leg, if you can straighten your leg and hold your foot. You have a strap as an option as well if you want to grab your strap. Hold the twist, lengthen the top hip away a little bit. You might press down into your bottom leg. Okay, now release your foot. We're gonna bend that top knee. Hand can be either on the hip or out to a T. And we're gonna rock in and out. So we're gonna roll forward toward the floor and then straighten the leg, look over your top shoulder. So do that a few times. Bend, roll toward the floor, and then open up into the twist. Okay, so do that 2 more times. Last one. All right, slowly release, unwind, roll back to your belly. Set your pillow to the side. Come up into those prayer hands. Lift the feet, squeeze them in. Lift your palms, you're on your elbows. Either staying with that for a few rounds, or those of you who want to can reach back, grab your feet, and take a bow pose. Okay, so if bow's not in your wheelhouse today, then just work on the prayer hands. If you've got your feet, try to kick your feet back, lift your chest, and let it go. Give your hips a little wiggle, side to side, maybe a little windshield wiper of your shins. And then let's all come back to child's pose when you're ready. So take a few breaths in symmetrical pose. This class very bendy, twisty, so we need some time and some neutralizing poses. And we'll do more of that at the end. We've got 3 more breaths where you are. After your 3rd breath, we're going to go ahead and come on up and we're going to come on our right side. And you're going to stack everything up so that your legs are in a straight line, your hips are stacked, your shoulders are stacked. We're going to squeeze the legs together, flex the feet, and pull the tailbone in a bit. You should feel a little engagement in the backs of your legs. Take your top foot to the floor behind you. Press the foot into the floor. Press your bottom leg, front leg into the floor, flexing that foot. Keep the tailbone drawing in, low belly drawing in, and then we're going to pick that foot up and place it on the lower leg for like a tree pose. Okay, bottom leg needs to root down to help you balance here. And then we're going to progress by lifting that foot and bringing the knee in, root into that bottom leg again, and then maybe reach up. You can use your strap or, whoops, grab your foot. Try not to let I wore my comfy pants today for Mother's Day. So I'm going to try to keep my leg from showing off. Root into your bottom leg, reach up through your top leg and try not to pitch back. I'm going to keep that tailbone drawing into the body. Hold it there, another breath. And then we're going to slowly release, stack up the legs. Squeeze the legs together, root the bottom leg down. Now we're going to bend the top knee and see if we can catch the foot. Try to keep the inner knees close together. Try not to pitch forward or back. Bottom leg presses into the ground and flex that foot. Roll your top shoulder back. And we've got 1 more breath. Lengthen from the top of your quad toward the knee. All right, let it go. And either roll to your back or your belly, your choice, and we'll come to the other side. So first, we'll just stack everything up. Flex your feet, root your bottom leg down. Try to be in a straight line. And then top foot comes to the floor behind you. As you bring that foot back, bring your sit bones and your tailbone in a little bit. So you feel your glutes are going to be like a little boundary to keep you from pitching back. Top foot on the bottom leg. You can always stop at any point. Press that bottom leg into the ground and then see if you can bring your knee in toward your shoulder. Bottom leg still rooting and then extend the top leg up straight. And hold that foot if that's available, use your strap. And then once again, root the bottom leg down, pull the tailbone in. Reach the top leg up. Do your best to get steady. And then we'll release. Stack the legs up again. Okay, now we're going to bend that top knee. See if you can catch the foot. And then inner knees together, rooting into your bottom leg, tailbone in. Hold it here, rolling your top shoulder back. And then extend through your quad. If you're trying to reach your top knee towards your bottom foot. Good, release. And roll back onto your belly. Pause there for a few breaths. All right, we're going to press up and we're going to grab whatever you have to use for a bolster. So you might want to have your 2 bed pillows if you don't have a bolster. And let's put that off to, let's say, the right side of your mat, okay? And then have a strap nearby. And we're going to be on our, be on your right hip. And then your bolster is going to be like long ways, right? So straight out to the side. So it's perpendicular to your mat. You're going to prop up on your bottom forearm, so your right forearm, and stack your knees up. Okay? Keep something nearby to rest your head on because we're going to progress this. From here, take your top leg and extend it out on the bolster. And pause here. Okay. So we're working toward our peak pose now, our cat pulling the tail. So top leg, left leg is straight out from your hip on the bolster. And we're up on the forearm initially here. Now bring your awareness to your bottom leg, scoot it back behind you any amount. So move your thigh bone back. We're going to bend the knees, see if we can catch the foot. If you can't catch the foot easily, use your strap. Okay, hold here for a moment. Push into your right arm so you don't collapse, and try to turn your chest open. Okay, this is kind of a stage 1. We're going to progress it to several stages. Okay, let go of the back foot if you got it. Grab your pillow. Place that for your head, and then the bottom arm's going to slide through like we did kind of that thread the needle. Let that arm come down, let your head come down. Top leg is still on the bolster. Make sure it's kind of supporting as much of your leg and foot as you can. Okay, scoot your bottom hip a little bit toward the bolster. Slide your bottom arm through a little bit more. Get your shoulder blade out from under you. Start to turn your chest open toward the ceiling like we did in our thread the needle pose. You can pause here. And again, progressing by scooting your bottom thigh back, see if you can catch that foot. Maybe scoot your bottom hip toward the bolster again. Scoot your right shoulder out from under you. Now, next phase, if you want, you might need to let go of your foot for a moment. You might grab your foot that's on the bolster or use a strap. So now we've got the double bind. The top leg might need to be bent. That's okay. If you can, you're going to straighten the leg and push out through the heel. And then turn your chest as far facing the ceiling as much as you can. And hold and breathe. Now, the full pose might not be for everybody. We're going to progress it again in a moment. You might not be able to hold both feet either. This is a new pose for us, so be kind to yourself. Don't force anything at all. And we're holding it for a bit here to allow the body to settle. Very pretzel-y kind of pose. Okay, now you can either stay there or you're going to progress it by taking the bolster out. Now with the bolster out, it becomes a little bit more challenging because now that leg comes to the floor. And we might be able to hold both feet. We might want to use the strap around one or the other. I kind of like the strap around my straight leg because my arm's not quite long enough. I can get the back foot a little easier. Keep turning your chest open, evening out your shoulder blades. Let's see if you can extend through the top leg, press down into your bottom leg, and roll your top hip forward. Draw your inner thighs towards each other, and then as best you can, press your shoulders down. So it's the active version of the pose. Once you've got that, now kind of relax and soften. In whatever version you ended up with, all good, all good. Listen to your body. Let's hold it here one more breath. And then when you're ready, let go of your binds. Slowly and carefully make your way to your back. And I want you to just pause with your feet flat. Just take a moment in neutral. So that was the cat pulling its tail. All right, let's try that on the other side. So I'm going to flip over so I can still face you guys. So we're going to be on our left side. And you're going to adjust, move your bolster to where you need it to be. And the first part of the pose, we're going to be up on the forearm. Okay, so a little easier if we're propped up here. And we're going to scoot the knees in line with the hips and extend that top leg out on the bolster. So I find this pose being such a deep, bind and all the twists and everything, as if we do this in these stages, the body welcomes it a little more than if we went right for that full pose, right? So we're baby stepping ourselves into that deeper pose. Now we might be able to scoot the back leg back and catch the foot. Okay, and then maybe start to roll your chest open, letting that top shoulder get a little heavier. We're pushing into the bottom arms so we don't collapse. And then we're going to let go of that back foot and come down to the ground. So we're going to slide that bottom arm through, bring your head to the pillow. Don't make any adjustments to your bolster. Keep your strap nearby. And then we start to turn the chest open and we'll scoot the bottom hip a little bit toward the bolster. And try to pull the shoulder out from under you so you even out your chest. And then we'll try to grab the bottom foot again. So scoot the thigh bone back, see if you can catch your foot with your hand, the cat pulling its tail. You can always use your strap around your foot if you can't get your foot. Some of us are going to progress and hold both feet. So you can hold the top foot or you can use your belt around your top foot so you have a little arm extender. I can catch my foot, but I feel a little bit like I'm forcing it, so I'd rather use the strap so I can relax a bit more into the pose. Once you're there, roll your top hip a little forward, lengthening through your side body. And breathing here. Okay, so you can stay with this, or if you feel like you want to go farther, you're going to try and take your bolster out of the way. And then we'll do the pose without the bolster. Again, you might be able to hold one foot or both. Keep trying to even out your shoulders. Bottom hip might need to scoot forward. And then don't worry if you can't get both feet. Just hold on to one or none. Maybe just be in the twist. Once you're there, let's do it more active at first. Press down into the ground with your legs, your arms, your shoulders as best you can. Roll your top hip a little forward, hug your inner thighs, and even feel like you're lifting your chest a bit, like you're kind of bringing your upper spine in. And then after you've got all that, maybe soften a bit. Come into your breath. See if you can hold it another moment or two. Okay, we're going to slowly let go, and please move out of the pose very slowly and carefully, because it's that deep twist. Even yourself out on your back. And let's go into constructive rest again, like we did in the beginning. Widen your feet, let your knees drop together. I want to have a little neutralizing effect on the SI joints and the lower back. So pausing here, if it feels okay, let the knees come together. When the knees come together, it broadens and widens our SI joint, lower back, sacrum area. Nice soft breath in the belly. All right, from here, separate your knees. Take your legs out straight. Have your arms at your side. We're going to take the right leg and roll it into center. The whole leg from the hip joint, the knee, the foot, roll it in. Feel the little engagement of the muscles and release. Do that 2 more on the right. Roll your right leg in, which helps open the lower back a bit, opens the SI joint, and release. 1 more time. Loose after all that twistiness and external rotation. Okay, left leg 3 times, roll it in, from the hip all the way down to your foot and release. Might feel a little awkward. We don't often roll inward, internal rotation. We want to feel like we're opening the top of the SI joint a bit as you roll that leg in. Okay, release, pause. Now right arm, right leg, roll it into center. You'll feel a little engagement in your core. Give a good squeeze and release. Left arm, left leg, roll it into center. Feel your core engage and release. Right leg, left arm, roll in. Release. Left leg, right arm. Release. All four. Arms and legs, roll into center. Contract your front body. And release. Two more with all four. See if you can sense the broadening of your sacrum and lower back and even let it press into the ground. And release. One more time. Good, let it go, pause. And then let's bring knees into the chest. Give yourself another big hug. You can rock a little bit, circle. And if you want, take it into happy baby. Should go a few times in each direction. So we're gonna set up for restorative Shavasana. So when you're ready, you've done all your things there, your happy baby, let's go roll to the side. And we're gonna come up and set everything up. So we're gonna take your 2 yoga blocks and put them at the top of your mat. So we make a little bit of an incline with your props. So one block is going to be on the middle, one block is going to be flat. And then if you have a bolster, you're going to put that on top. If you don't have a bolster, put your 2 bed pillows. And you'll make a little bit of an incline. If you still have some other things available, you're going to make sure you have a pillow for your head. And then if you have anything else, you might want it to cover with or something for under your knees. So we'll put a blanket roll or a pillow under the knees or cover up if you're cold. Okay. And then we're going to just come back with that pillow under the back of the head, but not under the shoulders. So the shoulders can drop. And we'll come into Shavasana. I'm going to guide you through a meditation in a moment, but give you guys a few more moments just to get settled. All right, so we took the body in all these unexpected positions today. Maybe some unconventional things that our body is not used to. So let yourself be in this neutral position now, where the back body can really let go and soften. Send some breath into the lower back SI joint region. As you breathe, send it low into the abdomen, pelvis. lower back. Moment by moment, softening a little more. So we're going to work with a color visualization today. And I chose the color blue because it's, for me, very soothing and calming. If you wish to work with another color, that's fine. We're going to put our hands over our heart space like we did in the beginning. And I'd like you to just bring your awareness here to your heart. Feel that soothing presence of your hands. The warmth, the softening, the reassurance. And imagine the color blue right here in the heart space under your palm. Notice the shade of blue that you've chosen, or other color if you like. Start to feel it fill up through your heart space. It's very soothing and calming, like when we see a blue sky or a big body of blue water. You're going to let the palms start to come down and continue to feel the heart space fill with this color. Let it start to spread out through your arms, your wrists, your palms, soothing any pain, any inflammation. Let it be very soothing blue energy through your arms and your hands. And then let it travel down through your torso into your abdomen, filling up through the organ body, soothing the organ body. It's like warm blue water pouring through your body, soothing, moisturizing. Let it flow down through your legs, through your knees, your ankles, your feet, your toes. Like a warm bath, very cleansing and renewing. Let it saturate your tissues and your awareness. Whole body filled with this blue, reassuring color. Let it come back up through the heart and now filling into the area of your head, your cranium. So this warm blue bath, soothing your brain tissue. Calming any sense of headache or pain in the area of the head. Whole body now saturated, as if you've been immersed in this warm bath, soothing all of your joints, relaxing all of your connective tissue. Now start to visualize it kind of draining off as if you let the bath water out. It's now draining down toward the ground, this blue color, now leaving your body, taking with it anything you wish to release. Allowing you to feel cleansed and renewed. Let's take another minute or so just to feel this after effect of this little meditation. The whole body now clear like the wide open blue sky. Spacious in your body, spacious in your mind. All right, let's take our time. Coming back to awareness. Finding a little bit of a deeper breath, some small movements. Try not to do anything too quickly. Take your time to move as you wish before coming over onto your side for a brief pause. And try not to rush to come up. Finding a comfortable seat as you're ready. We'll sit up tall for a little bit longer. Close your eyes or find a soft focal point. Continue to feel like this blue open sky in body and mind. Staying with your breath, and I'm just going to finish with our final reading from Thich Nhat Hanh today. Breathing in, I see myself as a flower. I am the freshness of a dewdrop. Breathing out, my eyes have become flowers. Please look at me. I am looking with the eyes of love. Breathing in, I am a mountain, imperturbable, still, alive, and vigorous. Breathing out, I feel solid. The waves of emotion can never carry me away. Breathing in, I am still water. I reflect the sky faithfully. Look, I have a full moon within my heart. The refreshing moon of the Bodhisattva. Breathing out, I offer the perfect reflection of my mirror mind. Breathing in, I have become space without boundaries. I have no plans left. I have no luggage. Breathing out, I am the moon that is sailing through the sky of utmost emptiness. I am freedom. All right, let's place our hands together in front of the heart space. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, bow your head to your heart. Thank you so much, everyone. Namaste.